What if one man could rise from nothing, defeat entire armies, and become the ruler of Europe? And what if that same man lost everything just as quickly? This is the story of Napoleon Bonaparte, a man who rose like a storm and fell like thunder. Napoleon was born in 1769 on the island of Corsica. His family wasn't very rich, but they managed to send him to military school in France. As a child, Napoleon was quiet, serious, and incredibly ambitious. He loved reading about great leaders and dreamed of becoming powerful one day, but many people made fun of him because of his accent and his background. Instead of giving up, Napoleon used this as a motivation to prove himself. Everything changed during the French Revolution. France was in chaos, and the old system of kings and nobles was collapsing. Napoleon saw this as his opportunity. He quickly rose through the ranks of the army because of his intelligence and bold strategies. At just 24 years old, he became a general. His victories in Italy made him famous across France, and people began to see him as a hero. Napoleon wasn't just brave, he was a brilliant strategist. He moved his army faster than his enemies ever expected and surprised them with sudden, decisive attacks. He understood the battlefield better than almost any other commander of his time. One of his greatest victories was the Battle of Austerlitz, where his much smaller force completely crushed the combined armies of Russia and Austria. This battle is still studied in military schools today as a masterpiece of tactical genius. In 1804, Napoleon made a shocking move. In a grand ceremony, he crowned himself the Emperor of France. This meant he now had complete control over the country. He introduced many important reforms that shaped modern France, including a new set of laws called the Napoleonic Code, a better education system, and a strong, centralized administration. Under his rule, France became powerful and organized. With France secured, Napoleon began expanding his empire across Europe. His Grande Arma, one of the greatest military forces ever assembled, defeated many powerful nations. At his peak, he controlled most of the continent, from Spain to Poland. Kings feared him. Nations respected him. For a time, he was considered almost unstoppable. But then came his biggest mistake. In 1812, Napoleon decided to invade Russia with a massive army of over 500,000 men. At first, everything seemed to go according to plan, but the Russian army used a clever and devastating strategy. They kept retreating, luring the French deeper into their vast country while destroying all the food and supplies along the way. When the brutal Russian winter arrived, Napoleon's army was trapped. Thousands of soldiers died from hunger, the freezing cold, and constant exhaustion. This disastrous campaign was the beginning of his downfall. After the catastrophe in Russia, Napoleon's enemies united against him. Weakened and outnumbered, he was defeated and forced to give up his throne in 1814. He was sent into exile on the small island of Elba, just off the coast of Italy. It seemed like his incredible story was finally over. But Napoleon was not done yet. In a stunning comeback, he escaped from exile and returned to France. Incredibly, the soldiers sent to arrest him were so loyal that they joined him instead. Et marched on Paris, regained power without a single shot fired, and began what is known as the 100 Days. For a moment, it looked like the emperor might rise again and reclaim his glory. But in June of 1815, Napoleon faced his final battle, the Battle of Waterloo. This time, he was decisively defeated by a coalition of British and Prussian forces. There was no comeback. He was exiled again, this time to the remote and lonely island of St. Helena in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Napoleon died there in 1821. But his legacy lived on. He changed laws, military strategy, and the very map of Europe. Even today, he is remembered as one of the most brilliant and controversial leaders in history. From a poor boy in Corsica to the Emperor of France, to exile on a lonely island, Napoleon Bonaparte's life is an epic story of ambition, power, and downfall. It's a powerful reminder that even the greatest rise can lead to the most dramatic fall. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories from history.